I'm going to give you a brief tutorial on how to make a Google form into a quiz. The first thing you have to do is go to this little gear icon under Settings, tab over to Quizzes, and go ahead and switch this to Make This a Quiz. Then you want to go ahead and review your options. Now, release grade immediately after each submission. You want to think about if you want to do that or not. Do you want the students to know how they did right away, or maybe know which ones they got incorrect or not? It depends on if you're giving the quiz to multiple classes, if it's formal or informal. Later, after manual review, will allow you to check them over, which I would probably suggest, and then release them when you're ready for the students to see their score. And then you can also select what they can see. Missed questions, correct answers, point values. So I'm going to go ahead and take away correct answers for this case. And missed questions would be if they got them incorrect. I'm going to go ahead and also take that away because let's say I'm giving this to 3 class periods. I don't want my first class period to know all the results right away and communicate it to other students. But if I'm doing it more like an informal kind of pre-assessment, then I might include those. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Save. So you can name your quiz. You can give them a description. This reviews Unit 1, Section 2. And then you can go ahead and start your questions. Now you have different question types here. So let's say multiple choice is what you're going with, or you want to include a variety, you can do that. Who was the main character? And then you can go ahead and list your options. So let's say Sam, John, or Luke. Then for the answer key, you can go ahead and select that and mark who the correct answer was and assign how many points. Let's say I want this just to be 1 point. And then answer feedback. This is if you want, after they answer it, for them to get a response as to why the question was correct or incorrect. So now I'm going to go ahead and I can add another question. And let's say I want to make this one check boxes. I can go ahead and say select the main 2 conflicts. Once again, I'm just going to keep this simple just for pretending. And then again, you want to go to your answer key. Maybe this one they're going to select 2. So I'm going to make it 2 points, and the answer is A and C. Now, if you do a short answer, which you can do, you want to make sure when you're doing the answer key, you include the possible responses, and you need to consider that if they misspell, it will mark it incorrect. So let's say I said, what was the setting? For the answer key, I want to put anything that I might accept. So maybe I accept island, or maybe the name of the island, maybe it was Fiji, and so forth. So that way when it scans for it, it knows. And let's say that was all I wanted. I can always hit this little eye up here to preview. And you can, of course, go ahead and edit if you don't like the way it looks. And just like any other Google form, you have a few different options. You can share it via email. You can embed it into Google Classroom. You can decide if you wanted to collect email addresses. You can, of course, add a question, short answer, first and last name. You can make that ungraded if you would like, and so forth. Under this little paint palette, you can, of course, customize the theme so it fits your style. You can change the font. That's something you might know. You can, of course, add an image to the header, something that fits your quiz if you want to personalize it a little bit more. Now, under presentation, you can also option to shuffle the question order. And you probably don't need to submit another response. Maybe I want to shuffle this. And I want to say like good work. I want that to prompt when they're done. And then when I hit send, I can decide if I want to copy the link and send it somewhere. These brackets means it's going to be embedded, or I can share it via email, and I can't even include the quiz in the email if I so choose. So hopefully that gets you started, and please email me or reach out if I can help you further.